Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz.
Jake.
And we're fucking Pocket Watch Podcast.
Yes, sir. Laugh at us or learn with us. We're here to grow.
And growing we're fucking doing, man. Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. Like always, we got another guest for you guys today.
Yeah. That's right. We got Helen Blondel. Helen Blondel, singer, belly dancer, author on ABC, Univision, and Disney. Check her out on Instagram, TikTok. What other? That's it, right? That's the main one. YouTube. Are you on YouTube too?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh my God, check her out. Okay, all that shit's gonna be in the description below. You already know that's what we do. We're just connecting, like, you guys were just magnificent people, interesting people. Helen is one of those people.
Thank you.
Author, belly dancer, singer.
Yeah.
You know it's serious when they got like a portfolio that's so long you got to pull your phone out to read from it. This man literally on her Instagram reading it word for word.
My thing
you
is,
know the portfolio good when it's like
Sure,
that.
man.
when I look back on some of the episodes, I do feel bad when I'm looking at my phone during the intro, but it's also so I don't fuck it up, right?
Yeah,
like I'm
absolutely.
just like, I could have said that, and I do that a lot, right? Like syllabization and stuff like that or whatever. Like I do that a lot, so I just want to make sure it's all. And author book is called Belly Dance Business 101.
Oh, she brought the book.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. How many pages?
86.
Okay, I can read it.
And we're gonna find that.
Let's go. 86 pages.
As long as there's not words like syllabization in there.
No. I can get past
Or
that.
cataclysm.
So I got torn up over.
Did
one of
you
our
see
clips.
those comments or no?
No, I haven't.
Okay, don't. Just
No, go look through our clips and read the comments. This man got dragged. It's funny.
do your best.
Oh, I will.
Well, like civilization. Would you correct me on that?
Civilization.
Yeah.
Civilization.
We
And
should
she did it
have
on
had
the
you.
first try,
Okay.
not in the second try.
After this episode, I'm gonna need you to talk about pyramids, and we're gonna like record you,
Okay, sure.
and then we're gonna see if it gets the same engagement, just as a test run or whatever.
Sure.
That's funny.
Wait a second.
What happened?
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, so you only do reels on Instagram.
Yeah, mainly. Yeah, just reels. Actually, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Isn't that funny? When did that? Have you always just done reels on Instagram?
No, so I actually used to start out doing pictures, just photos, and then because Instagram used to have like a longer thing, like IGTV, like kind of like a YouTube sort of thing, and I would post like really long videos talking about belly dance, the history of it, things like that. And ever since Instagram kind of changed to kind of be more like the TikTok aesthetic,
Yep.
that's all I do now is reels.
Yep. Okay, that's
okay.
interesting. Because you can see, like, even on our page, there's a clear distinction on, like, at what point we were like, reels only.
Yeah. Or we were like, let's up the quality a little
Switch
bit.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. So, if you guys don't follow her now. Check her out. Link in the description. All of that. Great follow. Belly dancer, right? Like, that's the thing that pops out. That's a lot of the content and this and that. You're really good at it, by the way.
Thank you.
How did you start belly dancing?
Actually, I started belly dancing because of my career as a singer. So I started singing when I was really young, like at 8 years old, and I was passionate about it. I got accepted into an art school, actually Osceola County School for the Arts,
Okay.
not too far
Cool,
from
cool.
Shout
here.
out to H. Dot. You know, we had somebody on the podcast that got accepted into Osceola School of the Arts by doing the Crip Walk.
Really? That's wild.
Shout out to H. Dot.
Shout out to my
H.
dog,
Dot, yeah.
H. Dot.
Fun fact. Anyways,
Yeah.
Mike, go ahead.
Yeah. So through being a singer and everything, I got in the school, and I was there for the first 2 years of my high school. And every week there would be a recital. And one of these days during the recital, I will never forget, there was a belly dancing team that performed, and it was like love at first sight. Right? I just saw it and I was like, okay, this is something that I need to be a part of.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I had 2 left feet.
Yeah.
So I auditioned.
Really? So you weren't like good at dancing?
I wasn't, no. And I auditioned and I didn't get in. But the thing is, I knew that I needed to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I practiced, I took classes for that entire year, only for the director of that team to move somewhere else. And then they didn't have the belly dancing team. And then I was a belly dancer at this point. So I was like, okay, let me just continue as a soloist.
Wow.
interesting.
Soloist belly dancer.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Huh. So do you still do work as a solo belly dancer right now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty much most of the work I do is by myself, but every now and then I'll perform like with other dancers around the area, but mostly it's
That's interesting because
pretty cool.
I always so like my only experience with belly dancers has been like corporate event or something like that, and then they got
Taverna Opa.
yeah, Taverna Opa. That place is awesome.
Opa, they belly. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they do.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Okay, so that's like a good gig. I can see that. I guess outside of that would be like they do like the Hawaiian vibes and stuff,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
have like a team of people that are kind of doing their belly dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
But what does the market look like for a solo belly dancer? Like, what kind of jobs are you picking up or business?
Oh yeah, so it's a lot. We do pretty much everything: birthday parties, graduation parties, corporate events, weddings. I mean, there's so many. We pretty much do everything. Almost everything. We do everything except for bachelor parties.
That's different.
Smart. That's smart. Yeah.
They ask for a little bit too much.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then I wanted to ask: is the fans too powerful right now? Are you comfortable?
It's blowing. I'm feeling like the Beyonce vibes right
Yeah,
now.
Oh,
it-
you
it-
look
it's
fire.
Is it
Thank
too?
you.
Is it too much though, or no?
No, it's good.
Okay, I just want to
It's
make sure
good.
because
yeah.
I see you. I just want to make sure you're
No,
good.
it's fire. The hair's blowing in the wind. You look
Okay,
like a
no,
model.
I just
right
wanted to
now.
make
Thank
sure it wasn't
you.
too much. That's all. I just want to make sure.
Oh, but
Yo,
thank
Zaire,
you.
she's
I
on the
appreciate that.
runway, bro. You just ruined her whole thing, bro.
Nah, I just want to make sure.
She had it going, man. Anyways, how many bachelor party inquiries do you get?
You know what? I used to get a lot more back in the day, but I think now because the community of belly dancers, we're a huge community. Even though we all do our own thing, we still kind of have our little club in the back, you know? And so we do a great job as a collective of, you know, setting the precedent that we are not that. Because obviously it's very easy to think we're that because
Yeah.
we're dancing around in like a bustier and it's shiny and
Yeah.
usually dancers, they have a beautiful look. So I can understand people requesting that.
Yeah.
But usually now we just say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't do that. And that's that.
Well, Cruz has a bachelor party coming up, so what's up? No,
I was. Anyways, May 2024.
Nice.
Puerto
Well,
Rico, come through.
The great thing is belly dancers are known for dancing at weddings.
Yeah.
So you could have a belly dancer perform at your wedding and it would be really nice.
We might have to. That would be
Wink,
kinda
wink,
cool.
wink,
That would
wink.
be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I will hit you up. That's fun.
Perfect.
Okay, that is really cool. No, but like it is kind of that is a different perspective. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was looking at my nail. My bad.
Jacob.
God,
like
bro.
me.
Jacob's
no,
like,
Jacob's like, hold on, guys.
perfect.
Ignore
Okay.
that.
I'm
No,
glamorous.
but that is an interesting perspective because you know what? There are more slime dogs out there than like good people, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm sure like there's a lot of those for the person to ask, but also like, you know what? If you're not doing too good in business as a solo belly dancer, you might be tempted to accept that kind of business, but it's like, that's not the
Absolutely.
world you're not trying to, that's not the
Portray,
world you
yeah.
want to get into.
Exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. And that's kind of what I talk about a little bit in my book is that it's so easy when you're hungry for money and when you're first starting out and you want business, right? To do things that might not be within your moral compass or, what you want to do, right? But when money's flashing in front of you,
Yeah.
it's very easy to
Yeah.
get to that
Swayed,
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, no, I mean, that's
That's true. I mean, I feel like for your perspective, I mean, you could definitely differentiate the difference between a stripper and a belly dancer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very easy. It's
Yeah,
not even
I
like,
would definitely.
It's not even minor.
There you go. That's
easy,
Jacob
bro.
for you. This is why we have him on the
I'm
podcast.
just saying it because it's true though. Because some people will say, "Oh, well, they're dancing provocatively," so no, there must be like some kind of stripper. But
Yeah, there's quite a difference.
but
though,
that's
yeah.
like guys.
because I don't feel like belly dancing originated in America, so a lot of
No, belly dancing originated in America, did it?
No, I don't.
I was like, I don't
believe.
think so.
I don't feel
I don't
like.
think.
I
No.
heard you,
it did.
Jacob.
I know it didn't. All right, there we
Yeah.
go. So a
Yeah.
lot of people might not know that from the past. So they might think, oh, these people are,
Yeah, for
of
sure.
course, yeah. That's definitely the misconception, and I've actually got many DMs asking for worse, like asking for, oh, can you come to my room and belly dance in my room? I'm like,
Yeah, $100,000.
this is not what that is, sir.
Helen,
but yeah,
$100,000.
you gotta have a security guard at least.
No, yeah, no. That. So all right, but with that, it's like there is also is a fine line, because I think to be a if you're gonna be a solo belly dancer, I feel like you got to be pretty. You got to be a good looking girl, and you need to like have like your good outfits and stuff.
Why-
like
why
that.
do you
What
feel
do you
like
feel
that?
about that? How do you feel?
So actually, I talk about that as well in my book about image, right? I strongly believe that there is a market for everyone. So there are some people who really like the thick look and some people who really like the thin look. Just like there are some people, and I'm going to go there, I have been turned down from shows because of the color of my skin, because sometimes people think I'm too dark. And
Ain't no white girls can dance like that. Come on, bro.
you'd be surprised. There are actually some white girls that are amazing, you know?
Oh, shit.
But you know, it's one of those things where once you decide to do this as a business, you have to be okay with knowing that there are some people who are going to love your look and some
Yeah.
people who will not.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I talk about that in my book, that it's not so much about fitting a mold, but it's about being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
So are you, you know, constantly like working on like how you want to look? Like if your hair is red, are you constantly keeping up that red hair? You know, if you're tall, are you using that to your advantage?
Ooh,
of
yeah.
being that tall, you know?
Belly dance. Yeah.
Exactly.
Belly
Yeah.
dancing length, yeah.
Yeah, so really, I believe everybody has a quality about them that's beautiful. And so if you can use that to your advantage and make that your thing, you will get ahead no matter what.
No,
Smart.
and that's interesting. And that is like a different way of explaining. Once you want to do this for your business, you just have to find your market.
Exactly. That's what I was
Right?
going to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
even in all businesses, like even in like the stripper world or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Why,
it
why do you
doesn't
guys
matter.
keep going back to the
No,
stripper
but I'm
from
just
when we're
saying,
talking about belly
like,
dancing?
because she mentioned like some people like the thick girls. Some people don't like. You know, like I'm too dark for your party or whatever. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they're going through the same thing, and it's superficial. It's like
Yeah.
off of looks, and it's like you're going through the same confrontation, kind of. You know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you were talking about in your book, it's like be your best self, and you're gonna find your market. And you're gonna
Exactly.
execute your market because there's people looking for you or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a different way of saying that, right?
Yeah.
Like, same with us. We think the same way. It's like, yo, we're not trying to be this podcast. We're going to be us. If we find our market, we find our market. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're not,
Yeah.
like, bad bitches.
This guy, bro. Going crazy.
Yo, some people like podcasts like us.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
That's funny.
But, okay.
But so what is your ethnicity though?
Yeah, so I'm Afro-Latina. My
Okay.
mom is from Brazil and my
Okay.
dad's from Panama.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering too because it's crazy because in your videos when like the way you're dressed for that, I was like, she looks like she's like Indian mix, but then in person I don't get that vibe. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I do get that a lot. And so it's also interesting because the costumes definitely
Yeah.
add to that vibe, that like Princess Jasmine
Yeah.
kind of vibe. Yeah.
Me and my girl, we went to an Indian wedding, and like we dressed up like all out. We went all out. We got like special outfits for it and everything like that. And everybody thought she was Indian.
Yeah.
But she's Colombian. And everybody, she started talking in Spanish and they're like, wait, what are you? And then she was like, oh, I'm Colombian. They're like, we all thought you were Indian.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Does she have like dark long hair?
Yeah, she has like dark,
Yeah.
long, straight hair and has like caramel skin and stuff like that. So yeah, everybody
yeah.
thought she was Indian. This is funny.
I can imagine with the outfit, she looks totally Indian.
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought it was funny. But yeah, I was just curious as well.
Yeah.
And you got, so, okay. What about, what are some, have you had like, how long have you been doing this?
Wow. So I've been belly dancing Since I was 13, so 29.
Holy
I'm not good at math.
16 years?
16 years.
Yeah,
16 years.
16 years, yeah.
Sophomore year
Shit.
of
Yeah.
high
Wow.
school.
Yeah.
Boom. 16 years. When did you start doing it for like a business?
Oh, as soon as I was 18. Yeah. So I actually moved to Miami for college, and I started dancing as soon as I was like, okay, I'm in college, I'm living alone. This is going to be my side job.
Yes.
And so I started dancing at 18, and from there, it just continued on. I eventually started teaching as well, and now I'm here.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
a good
pretty
idea
cool. That's a
too.
cool
Like
journey.
to like teach and stuff
Yeah.
like that. How many
Teaching
like
is-
where it blows my mind too, because it's like you don't realize how many people do podcasts till you start a podcast. You don't realize how many people do this until you
Yeah,
try
that's
it,
true.
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like it blows my mind how many people are in the belly dancing world.
Yeah.
And it's like how many people want to get in like those classes. Did you have
Yeah.
like a good demand on the classes you were hosting?
Yeah. So it was really interesting, right? So people, they get really into belly dancing, but they get a little scared. So the very first time that I taught, it was in a gym, and people, I think about like maybe 15 people came, 10, 15 people, which is a good turnout for a first class.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But then I guess people started telling their friends, and I guess people saw the inside, and sooner than I knew it, it was like 50 people in a
That's
class.
amazing.
Yeah, it would like the classes would get sold out. So people really like it, and I feel like they also enjoy how they feel when
It's more
they're
of a
learning.
confidence. You're building your
Yeah.
confidence.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's really cool.
You must be good.
You can even advertise it as like working out too, kind of.
It is, yeah. It's my primary. So I do work out at the gym every now and then, but belly dance is my primary form of exercise.
Really?
It's cardio and it's
Core.
resistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's core, yeah,
and
for sure.
core and resistance completely, because you're working out your leg muscles,
Yeah.
your arms, everything. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you first started, did you have any like weird experiences? Like you're learning the game.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm gonna try to start making money off this. Like, what was
Mm-hmm.
your first move to advertise the business of belly dancing?
Yeah, so when I was first starting out, I didn't know much. I was in a brand new city that nobody really knew me in. I started dancing with under a troupe with some other girls, and it was like a kind of like an entertainment company.
Cool.
And it was nice. The girls were really helpful, but they were also much more experienced than me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a thing of I was playing catch up.
Yeah.
Not catch up.
No, you're getting destroyed in the comments. Not ketchup. Anybody got mustard with that story?
That's gonna be my word. but yeah, so I was playing catch up, and only later on,
Yeah.
maybe right before graduating college, I would say, I started to really, really learn the business side of things. There is competition. Competition is inevitable.
Yeah.
And just like in any business, you're going to have healthy competition and unhealthy competition.
Yup.
So it's important to focus on yourself, focus on doing business the right way. I don't believe in, stealing other people's clients or anything like that. I just believe in focusing on myself and my own business. And if clients come to me, then that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, did you have any weird experiences?
Oh, yeah. Weird experiences. Yes, absolutely. So, one weird experience was actually when I was much younger. I was 18, 19, and I had a restaurant show, and these guys were like, "Oh, we'll give you money if you come with us to
In
our
person,
hotel."
too.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right there. But the thing is that they were so smooth about it, because like I think the owner was.
So you went?
Oh no!
This guy, bro.
The thing was, they were nice guys.
No. I actually didn't. I didn't go. What I mean by smooth was that they did it in a way that nobody else could hear how creepy they were.
Yeah.
Nobody else could
That's
hear
scary.
how. Yeah, it was really scary. And when you're that young and you don't know, you're like, oh my gosh. Well, some people. I don't want to say all people, but myself, I wasn't used to getting that kind of request. So I just shimmied to the other area of the restaurant, and I just waited for them to go. Like, I didn't even want to dance next to them or anything. I was scared.
And you learn how to deal with that confrontation.
Yeah, I learned how to deal with it. It happened.
Yeah, you just kick them in the balls.
Wow.
Right? That's the best way to take care of it, right? But no, it's happened a couple other times recently. You know, one guy tried to grab me by the arm, and I have my self-defense though, so I took care of that.
Take some BJJ, some jujitsu.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, when you're in this type of business or even anything else, you know, or like even a singer, you know, if you're dressed beautifully, there's always going to be some creepy guy that maybe had too much to drink that's going to be creepy. So you have to make sure to always be on the lookout.
Yeah.
What did you go to school for?
I went to school for hospitality management. Well, the first year I went to school as a vocal major, a music major, and then I changed my major to hospitality management. Yeah.
Yo, so I went on a cruise before, right? Multiple cruises, but there was one cruise that I was on where the like director of entertainment, like the person that's always on the mic, that's coordinating all, like you see that person all the time, like coordinating all the events. They're always walking around doing this. We looked up because I was like, wow, that's such a cool job. Like, what a cool job. Yeah. And I looked up how much they make, and they make like good 6 figures, like doing that job. And partially it's because like they're working a lot, and they have to be away from home. Yeah. But I was like, for some reason, when you said that, I was just thinking like how good you would be at that job, because if you could always also belly dance and sing.
Oh, thanks.
Anyway.
Yeah, that is true though. That is really
I don't know why I was thinking about.
You can host a lot of cool events.
Like you would be like the coolest cruise ship host ever.
Cruise is like, if you do it, invite me.
Thanks, right?
Tell me the line.
And that was actually, you know, in the back of my mind, because I was thinking strategically, right? And because I'm from Florida, and because I like Florida, I like Orlando, I also like Miami, and it's expensive though, but other story. Okay.
Yeah, Miami's crazy.
Yeah, Miami's wild now. And so, but yeah, I was thinking, you know, because of the location that I'm in, this would be a great profession because I already like entertainment and things like that. So it kind of falls in line. So that was part of my thinking when I decided.
So you weren't really thinking of like the standard career with, you know, like hospitality management and stuff like that. You were kind of just thinking how that aided what you were already kind of doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you had a plan.
Yeah.
At what point did you think about writing the book?
That actually came out in 2020. So I always knew I wanted to write a book, but I wasn't sure what. And in anything that I do, I don't like to just do something to do it. I want to do it with a purpose. So even though I always wanted to write a book, I was like stuck on like what. And then in 2020, my TikTok, like everything kind of just happened. So in 2019, my Instagram took off out of nowhere. I went from like 3,000 followers to like, at that time, like 20,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And so people were floating in my DMs like, Helen, like, what do I do? Also, because of social media, I was getting more work. So people were asking me for advice. TikTok blew up as well. People were asking me advice there. So I was like, I have my idea for a book.
Yeah.
All of these questions that people are asking me, I'm going to organize it in a way that it's just all there. And Belly Dance Business 101, it covers everything. It covers what you need to do with administrative techniques, also it's not coming to me now, your comportment. That's not the word I wanted to use.
I like that.
Yeah, comportment, right? Different things like that. How to manage your image, how to manage yourself as a business, as opposed to just an artist.
Yeah.
Because you can be a great artist, but not a good business person.
Oh, yes. That is such a good idea. Wow. So you said you came out with the book in 2020?
Yeah.
So how was the process of like writing the book or coming up with the book? Like,
yeah. So my process was, first I organized it in a super professional way in the notes of my phone, like in the notes app.
Yeah. There you go.
I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this, and this. And those are going to be my chapters. Next, what I did was I went into my computer and I divided those chapters, used Microsoft Word, divided the chapters into mini chapters, and then just started writing. And then after I wrote everything I needed to write, I proofread it a couple times, ran it through Google Docs because they have a really good thing to check grammar.
Yep.
I did that. I designed the front page and I published it independently on Amazon.
Let me see the front page real quick.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, let me see. Let me take a gander.
Like a gander.
How did you design that?
So that was actually a
That's cool.
I got the rights to use that photo. That's a professional stock photo of a belly dancer. I got the right to use
Oh, so that's not you?
No.
I thought it was you for a second.
Oh, thank you. Right? So I used that, and then I just plopped the title on there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's cool. That's
Thanks.
awesome. That's a good way to capitalize, too, on, like, a newfound... You know, like, not everybody...
Guess they made a book.
Yeah. Like, and how many copies have you sold, if you don't
Wow,
mind?
I can't even keep track of how many copies. I should keep track, but definitely I sell some books every month, and it's been out since 2020, so
That is
quite
dope.
a few.
Because you know what? You know what's really cool about your book is, like you talked about, like, the Instagram growth, the TikTok growth, the flooding of your DMs and stuff on these questions. Perfect idea, right? Mm-hmm. But those are just the people that know of you. Like, so many people probably buy your book without even knowing who you are.
Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't even think of that, but that's
Like,
wild.
Like, those people, like, is just a percentage of the population that has the same question. You know what I mean? And how many other belly dancers that look very experienced and stuff that they're probably asking, other people are asking the same question. It's so crazy how many people are in this world and how, like even you talk about, like, 20K and flooded, and it's like, it's crazy how, like, that is a lot, but how small of a percentage that is. Like, in comparison to, like, that market.
So
it is. It's
right?
wild.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. So
Yeah.
how do you do your prints with Amazon? Do they print it and everything for you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so you can actually, what I did was I found somebody who could format, because there's a special format that you have to upload it in for it to come out, like for example, like this, like all like organized and stuff. So what I did was I found somebody who could do that, who could format it for me, and then they sent it back to me, and then I uploaded it in.
To Amazon. Oh, so Amazon prints it, distributes it, and everything for you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You just
I was
have to
thinking,
upload it.
I was thinking that you had to buy like 1,000 or 5,000, send it to Amazon. They just hold it on.
So is it
reserve.
exclusively Amazon?
No, so I published it to Amazon.
Published to Amazon, okay.
And then I also have it published on Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, and then Books A Million, and then my personal website, bellypopclothing.com. Yeah.
And that's your personal website?
Yeah, that's my website for my items. So I have my website, helenblondel.com, and then I have like my items that I sell. So I have a clothing line as well, and I put my book on there too.
Really?
So anything that you want to.
What kind of clothes? What started that?
Is that one of them?
No, I wish. Right?
Shein. No.
Probably. I can't keep track. But no, so it's athleisure clothing. Okay. So hoodies, t-shirts, leggings, things like that.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's interesting. How does that so that's a hard business to kind of get into.
Yes. So that one requires you to definitely copyright whatever thing that you're going to put on the clothes.
Like the logo. What do you put on your clothes then? That's interesting.
I put my logo, yeah.
What is your... Oh, okay.
So
we're going to put the logo right now.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you, Zach.
I'm so glad that Cruz decided that for me.
Minute 29. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just put Zach got frustrated just now.
Oh. Yeah.
It's all in-house. We need more.
I'm the one that does the editing.
Legit. Cool.
Speaking of Indians, we need more on this podcast.
Wow, Cruz.
No,
you're not wrong though.
Shout out to Mizba. Yo, Fun fact.
No joke. That is our editor.
I'm sorry.
He was like clips.
I'm so sorry to like divert, but like just fun fact. I'm in an international business class in my MBA, right? And this guy is German, right? And he's not going to be present during our presentations, and we have to set up this Zoom thing. There's one Indian guy in our class, and for some reason, out of nowhere, he's talking to the whole class, and he looks at him. He's like, "You think you could help me set that up or whatever?"
Oh, wow.
No,
I laughed. I was like, I looked around. I was like, "Am I the only one that just like acknowledged like
the shit?
yo, like?" And what's funny is the guy was like, "Yeah, like no problem."
Hey, all I gotta say is you better respect Mizma because homie's watching this right now. He's gonna start misspelling words so you get dragged.
I sent him timestamps. He don't got time for us. I sent him timestamps. Shout out to Mizba. You're the best, bro. Love you. Anyways,
back to our star of a show.
Yeah, back to it all. Okay, so so clothing business. You got the book out, belly dancing. I don't want to bypass too much. We might come back a little bit, but you kind of also talked about how you want to get more into your singing.
Yes.
So when you started, you were singing, you were putting out songs and stuff like that?
Yeah, so when I started, I was really like doing covers, and I was so young when I started. I was 8 years old when I started. I was singing. It's like when you do so much, it's just like all a blur.
Yeah,
you do a lot, by the way. Like
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so I was singing at like different events for the city. Like I sang for the Houston Astros a couple times. Really, just like events.
Really?
Yeah.
The Houston Astros?
Mm-hmm,
For what? Like just like an
allegiance?
Yeah, it was a Pledge of Allegiance. This was years ago, though. I was still in grade school. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. So my career as a singer.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
You don't even know the lyrics.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's super easy. Once you sing it once, like you never forget it. It's like riding a bike.
Were you so nervous then? You were young.
Yeah, I would get nervous. I would get more nervous about messing up than actually nervous about the crowd. Like the crowd for me, it doesn't really. I get more nervous like singing for people I know. But if it's like a bunch of people I don't know,
it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Confidence.
I really like your story because it's like you did go to school, right? This and that, but like even while you're in school, you had you were like, this is gonna facilitate whatever I'm trying to do here, like with belly dancing or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you were like, you wanted to be a star.
Yeah.
This whole time.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was one of those things where, believe it or not, I was a quite introverted child. And the one way of expressing myself was through music and eventually dance.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I did. And in 2020, I was really, I was really inspired that year to start writing and putting out music. So I currently have 5 songs out, self-written, totally about my life. And it's therapeutic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, when you write a song and it's about your life and you put it out there, it's like, okay, guys, here is my story.
You should do belly dance clips to your own music.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Whenever you think you come up with a new idea, it's like, shut up.
Oh no!
I did that 2 years ago. No, but
that's a great idea though.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
It's like, you think I thought about that?
Great idea, stupid.
No, but it is a good idea, and actually, definitely, I look forward to making even more music that's even more like belly dance oriented to kind of mesh the two things together.
Yeah, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. So what is your next goal with belly dancing specifically?
Yeah, really what I wish to do is to just travel the world, be in more music videos if anybody's watching.
Oh, be careful. We got a lot of rappers.
Yeah, Big Bang.
We really do.
Hey, it's all good.
DB.
Hey, H. Dot. Y'all from the same block. Holla at her.
Yo, so we got some brunches you could pull up to. That's actually
you should tap in with H. Dot. That would be a cool thing for you.
Yeah, I'm open to collaborations, artistic work. Artists we bounce off of each other, so
Yes.
it's always a good thing. Yeah.
That would be cool for her to go
Man.
to H. Sanchez Bronx.
Yeah.
So have you? What kind of traveling have you done so far for belly dancing?
Yeah, so with belly dancing, the only traveling I've done is within Florida. So
Okay.
I've done shows in Jacksonville, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, here of course. But overall, like with singing as well, I've traveled a little bit more. So I've traveled to California,
For
Oh,
singing.
shit.
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Okay.
the Caribbean. So yeah.
And is that like simultaneous, or was singing like early traveling and then like recently it's been belly dancing, or like what do you travel for singing?
Yeah, so when I traveled to California, that was for American Idol.
You did American
shit.
Idol?
Yeah, I did
Who were
American
the judges?
So it was Katy Perry,
Lionel Richie
So it's kind
Lionel
of
Richie,
and Luke Bryan.
Yo,
I watched
Jacob?
American Idol, bro.
Yeah.
I watched it. I did.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wait, what season was this?
And this was season 19.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I know.
How far did you make it?
I didn't make it past the first round because
But it's still good, though. It's
I
still
was
good.
doing ventriloquism, and
what's that?
ventriloquism is when you take a puppet and you make the puppet talk,
Yo,
but you don't talk.
You're
You were
jack of
doing
all
it? That's
trades.
crazy, though.
did that
Yeah.
air? Did that part air?
It aired, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
What made
Yeah.
you choose that if
Yo,
you were there for
we're
singing?
gonna clip that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to be creative. You know, 2020 was a crazy year for me, as you guys can see and tell. I wanted to pick up a new hobby. Oh, yeah. I got laid off that year. Yeah.
From what?
So I was working in HR, and I was still doing social media and performing and things like that. But I was also working in HR for a smaller company, and they decided they no longer needed me, budget cuts and things like that. So I had 40 hours to myself. So I was like, okay, well, let me just do ventriloquism online and see if it catches. And it did.
What made you choose that out of everything, though? That's an interesting thing to take up.
I was honestly just bored.
But it's so random.
I know. I know.
She was
it's
like,
so random.
she was like,
It's
I
so
want to
random.
I want to be Elmo.
Yo,
Yeah, literally.
that's so different though. That's a good idea though, especially for like just social media wise. That's a very good idea, right? Like
Yeah.
American Idol, I wonder. It's like they probably were like, "How do we get you past third or fourth? You think that hurt you, the ventriloquist?
Yo, you can't pronounce nothing. Man, ventriloquist.
No, for real. Do you think the ventriloquist hurt you in American Idol?
You know, honestly, I think that everything is an opportunity. So even though I didn't make it past the first round, I still made it on air on TV
Yes.
Yeah.
one day.
And
So
you get to see how many people try out, right? So just
Yeah.
the
A
first-
lot of people don't make it on air.
right? So
Yeah.
that so I got proven wrong just now, right? Because it's like, look, even if you tried your like you said, okay, let me show that I have the potential for second, third, fourth round or whatever. There's a good chance you don't make it past the first round,
Yeah.
and you don't get aired because you didn't do ventriloquist.
Exactly.
No, for real though.
Yeah.
A lot of people stand out from doing the weirdest
Yo,
stuff on
that's
there.
Yeah.
so. All right, season 19. Oh, that's so.
I
cool.
might have watched it.
I
This is
wanna
the first
watch-
episode, just
Yo.
to see. Just to see.
Yeah.
And we also got to prove Jacob is gay.
Hey, I don't give a damn, bro. American Idol's good, bro.
No, it's
Entertaining.
fine.
I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
entertaining.
I'm not gonna lie. So every single season of American Idol, I watch like all the contestants that they bring out, and I choose one person that I think is gonna win. And I've always been wrong, but this last year I was right with Ian
Tongi.
Thongi.
Oh,
I
for
thought
real?
Tongi was gonna win
I was
too.
right with that one. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna win, bro. His story's fire, and he fucking won.
That song was amazing in the
Yeah.
beginning. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well,
Yeah.
Fun fact, you know the guy, she bang,
Yeah.
she moved. You know he's still selling out stadiums.
I believe it.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Like stadiums.
A hit song can pay your bills for life.
Just like a book.
Gangnam Style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Gangnam Style
Gangnam
song.
Style went billion.
It's-
Gangnam Style,
Yo,
yeah.
Gangnam Style, I
rich,
saw-
she's done.
Yeah.
man.
I saw
followed
recently. No,
Yeah.
I saw recently that
Recently.
I saw
We don't know how
recently.
to talk on this podcast.
Are you Italian by any chance?
Oui. No,
That's
French. That's French. I actually just came back from Italy like a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
that's why you said
Paisano.
recently.
Recently, but no. Anyways, fuck. What was I talking
Yo,
about?
guys.
I just got lost. What was I talking
Sorry.
about? No, I forgot. What was I saying?
Bro, you were just saying recently.
I had no idea.
I forgot what I was talking about. All right, guys, it's cool.
No, the Gunman style guy.
Oh,
we
so
go.
I just saw recently that he is still selling out massive stadiums
Yeah.
off of that song.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the same shit. That's all.
That's crazy, bro. That guy's
Yeah.
making well, not
I mean,
probably not
look at
billions yet, but he's
Blueface. I
making
mean,
millions.
Yeah.
Blueface got far.
Who's Blueface?
Wait, am I saying his name right?
Yeah, Blueface is right.
No, Blueface.
What does
Yeah.
he sing?
Bust
The
it
rapper.
down, bust it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that
Him and with Krishan.
yeah,
Come
wow.
on, he has no other song out there but that one song.
That's
No,
that
and
he
he's
has-
still making his legacy live.
He has
Yeah.
he has more, but I feel like his
know.
what's helped keeping him relevant is the whole him and Krishan drama.
Probably, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was also doing some basically he was having girls fight each other.
Yeah.
That's how he met
Oh, yeah,
Krishan.
he had a show.
Like a boxing shit or something like that. That was helped keeping him relevant too.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot about celebrities, like their music will do really well when they have other stuff going
Yeah.
on
In
the
in their
background.
life. It's like kind of a reality show.
And that's
kind
why
of
a
thing.
lot of times you hear like some beef starting up between
Yeah.
people, or you hear some type of drama or craziness, and then boom, 2 weeks later they drop an album.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is, to
Makes you
pump it up.
wonder. It makes you wonder.
That's
was
what a
this
part of it
all
is.
planned?
It's
Yeah.
pump it up and then drop it.
I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to skip past. How was the process of American Idol?
So American Idol is really, it's awesome. Like you go in front of, you audition, you go in front of the judges and you perform, and everybody, like, they're really nice, and you have the cameras in front of you and stuff like that, and it's really nice, I like it.
But it
So dope.
always seems like a long ass line.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Do they
like,
feed
And
you?
you wait forever.
Uh-huh.
Did you have to wait really long in line? Who did? Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
so we could actually bleep that. Actually, this is more fun. That's it.
Welcome back for the
Done.
NDAs. We gotta get past this.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. That is so. Wait, keep doing it.
Yeah.
That is so interesting that. And every time you. And they definitely make you. But that's wild, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Shout out to Zach for the editing. Yo, fire.
on the fly.
So how about this? How was it walking up to the judge? Like, how did you feel walking up to how did you feel personally, like when you were getting ready to walk up to perform?
Yeah, so I felt really nervous.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I do ventriloquism, but I'm not a professional at it. I didn't take any classes. I literally just put my puppet on one day and was like, "Hi guys, let's go." And so,
What was it, like a belly dancing ventriloquist?
No.
No, that would be
Zachary.
that would be like
Way too much
way
going on.
too much. Yeah.
Oh, you're tired?
Jack of all trades, master of none. But yeah, so actually it was pretty interesting. I was nervous, but then once I went past that, and something that I do all the time when I perform is I like to just it makes sense in my mind, but I like to just stand in myself and in my confidence, and nothing else matters. As long as I'm being confident about what I'm doing, people are going to enjoy it. I think for the judges, it was just one of those things that they were looking for a solo performer.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, the ventriloquism would have been nice for maybe like, I don't know, like maybe a variety show or something like that. Yeah. But I'm so happy that I got to do it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a cool experience,
Yeah.
Most people are sitting at home on their ass doing nothing, and you were over here at American Got
Yeah,
Talent.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you made it on air. Like, that is so cool. And
Thanks.
the reason why I ask is, like, everybody has their own, like, we all have been through things that we've had an idea of the process, and then we're like, oh shit, I'm in the
Yeah.
process now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here. And you either get like disappointed or overwhelmed, or you're like, oh, this was exactly what I was expecting, and you execute. You, by the way, built for it, right?
Thank
like
you.
everything you're saying is like, I'm worried about the little things. I'm not worried about the thing, like
Yeah.
itself, But like, you see all the cameras, and then it's like Katy Perry,
Yeah.
and this, like this guy, what's his name, Jacob?
Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie, Luke
Yeah.
Bryan.
Come
Luke
on.
Bryan, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, I want to actually like say like I'm a big fan of you, you know,
Yeah.
but like I'm performing here, right?
Exactly,
It's a
yeah.
competition.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
so did that kind of like overpower like your fandom a little bit for sure? Because you knew the process and you were just kind of like,
Well, like it was weird because when I did it, I was so pumped up and excited that I wasn't even thinking about any of that. And when I shared it with my followers, they were so like excited for me. So it was one of those things that they were really supportive. And I don't know. I think if anything, it helped out a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
heck yeah,
interesting.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's so
Yeah.
cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was such a fun like gem we just plucked out of the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was something.
I
Yes,
love when
I
that
know.
happens. By
Yeah.
the way, but
Yeah.
something that you do promote. So like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you make it on ABC or Disney?
Yeah. So I was a dancer. So I was a belly dancer. There's a huge novella. It's a Brazilian novella.
Okay,
But it made it onto all of TV Latino back in the day. And it was called Caminho das Indias. I don't know what it translates to in Spanish, but
do you know Spanish?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I speak it with an accent, but
So does it
yeah.
not mean anything if you don't know what it translates to?
I mean, because the thing is, in Spanish, literally, it would be El Camino de las Indias, but I think they just changed it to La India or India, like for the TV show. But in Portuguese, it was Caminho das Indias, which is it literally translates to the walk of the Indians.
Ah.
So it was about Indians, actually. And
So Zach wasn't too far off.
yeah, he's right.
It's like, is that like okay? Yeah, okay. That must be like Middle Eastern Indians or
well,
or like Native American Indians or what?
Well, it's South Asian Desi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and
Zachary.
so even
I just
though,
wanted to clarify because that's two
Yep.
separate types
Yeah.
of Indians, you know.
and even though technically belly dance is technically, it's argued in the community. Some people think that belly dance could be Indian, but there's Indian dances and then belly dance, what I do.
Yeah.
And so I was contracted to perform Indian dance. So I like picked up some of the moves and stuff like that. And I danced as one of the dancers for the show for Sábado Gigante back in like 2012.
Is this
Oh,
Disney
fellas.
or ABC?
This
is,
was Univision.
Yeah.
Now
That's
for
like-
Disney Channel, for ABC that was American Idol.
Okay.
And then for Disney Channel and ABC, I sang backup for Olivia Holt, who is she's a singer / actress on Disney Channel.
Yes.
And she had her Christmas song, her Christmas special song. So I sang background for her, and then I also sang background for Shaggy, which also aired on Disney Channel and
Wow.
ABC. Yeah.
Wow, that's so freaking cool.
You've had a dope ass journey.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you have had a
Thank
cool
you.
journey.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you're built for it, and you're like here for it. Like that's what I love about it. You know, like so many people get into like any of those types of worlds that where it's like you're so focused on the result, but like it's I don't know, like there's
Yeah.
something about you. You're kind of like built for it. Like you know, like I don't know. You're kind of like bubbly, and it seems like you're kind of like falling into these situations, but you're damn well working for it and strategizing for it, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of people that I try to tell other artists is that while it looks easy, it's really not. I remember sleepless nights, literally. Like when I was writing my book, it took like I was up all night drinking like energy drinks just to stay up because I was so focused
Shout
on
out
it.
to Dubby.
Yeah, and so like you're constantly working, you're writing. It's a lot, but once you get the ball rolling and once you like the first few steps, that's the hardest, and then after the opportunities they come, but you have to work very, very hard for it.
Hell yeah, that's I mean, and it's a compliment. Like we were literally talking about it before we started recording. Period. It's a compliment when people think what you do is easy,
Yeah, we're talking about that.
right? Like
Yeah.
that's a compliment, man. Because
Yeah.
only you know the work you put in, and only you know is like, yeah, go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and try it. Like,
Yeah.
and I know you literally have a book that says this is how you do it, but
Yeah.
like, still,
You gotta do
Let's
it
still
still.
try.
It's
You know,
like
it's not easy.
it doesn't mean yeah, like you gotta put it takes work. Like these are the behind the scenes, these are the in between the lines of the book and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were talking about it before. I was saying how, like, because people, from what I do, a lot of people be like, I sit down, I fish with them, like, oh, that's easy. Oh, you can make good money doing this. Oh, okay. Oh, I could do that. And I'm like, I'm flattered. I make it look so easy that you can just automatically assume that you can do it. I'm flattered.
Exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And there's a shout out to one of my favorite authors, Robert Greene. He has a book called 48 Laws of Power and also Daily Laws. And he talks about that. He talks about how, like, making your accomplishments appear effortless is part of it. It's part of that whole business practice. You know, if you can make your accomplishments appear effortless, that's a win.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there is something to that. It makes it feel like there's still potential. There's still a trajectory.
Yeah.
Versus like, I got this accomplishment. This is everything. Like, I'm you know. But then like making it look like, that's fine. Like, man, there is something.
It's just a step in the journey.
Yeah, it's just a step in the journey or whatever. Like that does, like, believe it or not, especially like influence world, like you are in the influencer world, right? Like you're belly dancing, singing, book writing, influencer, you know? And it's like portraying how effortless it is actually like that puts the right message out to the people that are looking at you and listening to you, and it's like, oh, she's not even done yet. Like, it's true. Like, you think of things like that, and you could kind of pick up on it when you see people, like, accomplish something, or even an influencer that you like, and when they feel like, oh, that, like, you, like, yo, you feel like that's it, and then you kind of put in the back of your mind, like, they're not going for more. Like, it is kind of weird.
It is, yeah. The thing is that you have to constantly, and I've had... You know, I've had issues where sometimes I didn't feel motivated. I think it happens to all of us, right?
Yeah.
We might not feel motivated. Something in our personal life might hit us to where we're like, oh, man, do I even feel like doing this? But that's like when you need to remind yourself that's the time to do it.
Yeah, that's the time
is
to
when you're at the bottom, like, you have to, like, you know.
grind.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're doing, like, a lot of, like, risky shit. Right? Like, you are hitting, and you are having an amazing journey, and you are capitalizing on everything you need to. But, like, in reality, hindsight, right? Hindsight, great journey, all of that. And that's why we're talking about it this way. But also, like, looking forward, trying to go through that journey, that's so risky. And, like, how many doubts have you had along that journey, right? That you're thinking, like, let me go back to HR.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the hotel industry or whatever, right? Like,
yeah. And the thing is, a lot of voices telling you, like a lot of people telling you, family, you know, friends, people, not real friends, because real friends wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, peers, oh, like, when are you going to get a real job? I've heard that all my life. When are you going to get a real job? Oh, that's just a dream. Oh, this and that. Oh, but be realistic. Your head's in the stars.
Be realistic, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, that's why I always say, like, you need to hang around people who inspire you, people who are living your dreams, or people who are living their dreams.
Yeah.
Because if you hang around people that are not speaking life into you, why are you around them?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's true.
That is facts, man. Like, that's so true. Like, I've found myself avoiding people like that. You know, like, for real, like, I'm blessed to have a group of friends that I have that I've never had to switch up, really, because it's like, you mention something, you might get, like, but, like, it's not like, don't do that criticism. It's like intricate criticism. I could take that. You know, it's like they're attacking the plan, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, that's easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's fun. But there is something to, like, like, I don't talk about the podcast, like, to a lot of people, man. And it's because, like, I don't need to hear that shit, man. Like, A, I'm having fun. B, like, I'd rather talk, when I, like, the inspiration I get for the podcast, when I'm talking to people like you, and when I'm talking to people like a lot of the guests we've had, Antonio Fernandez, like freaking Anthony Ferrero, you know what I mean? Like, when you get that inspiration, and it's like, that goes to the people you're around, you know?
Yeah.
oh man, we had another guest that's like a money guy or whatever. Shout out to 94 CEO or whatever. But he talks about how he goes to Miami, just to get that like big money vibes.
Yeah,
because there's not a lot of people here with like a lot of money like Miami.
Yeah,
right. And it's like it just keeps
not as many hustlers. Type of
hustlers and stuff. And it's like it keeps you like there is something about. That perspective. It is perspective. Life is all perspective.
But I feel like that Miami brings that hustler vibes because you're paying $3,000 a month for one bedroom. You got no choice but to hustle your ass.
You have to find a way.
You gotta live.
Find a way, yeah.
It's like, damn, I'm paying $3,000
Oh yeah.
for a studio.
But some people, is there like any close friends you've had that you kind of like had distanced from because of that situation? Because your life is so crazy and risky and fun, and it's such a great journey that I know a group of people that couldn't, like
it's been hard. I've had to cut some people in my life out, and like I was mentioning before with the whole just because you're an artist doesn't make you a good business person. I literally had somebody who was extremely close to me call me anal because I demand to practice, and I think that practicing is important, and because when you're grinding really hard, there's no other way.
Yep, true.
And that hurt me because I don't consider myself to be an anal person. I consider myself to be realistic. I consider myself to be a realist. And the thing is, I know how hard, how painful it can be to achieve something that I know that without giving it your all, and sometimes doing the things you don't want to do. Yeah, you want to perform on the stage. That's great, but it's not going to happen if you're not out sending hundreds of emails, staying up late sending emails, or practicing every single day. Like, these are the things that certain people don't want to do, and if you're not out there grinding, I've also had people say, oh, because you're a woman, you have it easy because you're a pretty woman. Have you seen Instagram? There are so many gorgeous women on that app.
Nowadays.
It's too many.
Yeah.
It's too many. So really, if all you can do is just be pretty on the internet, it's not going to get you anywhere in 2023 because there's too many. You have to work hard. You have, especially if you're not doing the OF route. There's nothing wrong with doing OF. That's a business, and I respect it.
Have you ever gone that route?
I have never gone that route.
Okay.
I've actually had people ask me, like, oh, do you have an OnlyFans? And it's like, no, I don't have an OnlyFans, but I have all these other things.
Yeah.
Please
Here's
be
my
customer.
book.
Buy my book,
It's like, don't buy my OnlyFans, buy my fucking bookie, dog.
Exactly.
How many pages?
Right? Right?
Yeah.
And so that's like a little mini tangent of mine. I get very passionate when I talk about this, is because being, looking like being a pretty girl, it can help you in certain ways, but it's really in the thick of it all. You still have to work very, very hard, and it's not going to come to you. And so, when I have other artists like ask me, "Oh, what do you do with this? Help me with that." It's like, okay, but you still have to put in the work.
Yeah.
And they don't like to hear that.
No.
So.
Because it's like, wait, you're supposed to tell me how to get from A to Z. Like quickly.
Yeah.
Like fast. And something has been like, like the past 6 months became very clear to me. And like just observing other people's lives, observing my life, whatever. And I feel like everybody goes through, good luck, bad luck, or no luck, right? And what I mean by that is to become successful, you need good luck, right?
Yeah.
And people like to discredit it by you're lucky. But it's like, no, when you think of it as preparation and opportunity, right? Like if you're always preparing and you have done the preparation. When that opportunity comes, you execute, you're successful. Right?
Exactly.
And on the opposite hand, I know, like, shout out to my dad, you know what I mean? But, like, yo, unpreparation, right? Like, or like the opposite, whatever the opposite of preparation is, like fucking off an opportunity is unluck, like bad luck.
Exactly.
And some people get into this mindset where it's like, this is happening to me. Like, if they get lucky, that's what happened. I had nothing to do with that. Yeah. And if I get unlucky, if I get a bunch of bad luck, that's what happened to me. I had nothing to do with that. When in reality, and we all have different perspective on this, you know,
accountability.
Yeah, but it's like if you don't prepare, if you leave all the holes available, you will experience more bad luck than the average person. But if you over prepare and you do everything you need to, guess what? You're going to receive more good luck than the average person. If you do nothing, you receive no luck. You're just that, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to go through life like constant.
Oh yeah.
And that has become very clear to me. So it's like, just like with you, it's like good looking, whatever, right? But you've also prepared. You did all this, and then when the opportunity came, you capitalized on the good luck, and this is where you are.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's like just as easy. There could be a very beautiful girl that knows how to belly dance and stuff, but does not do the extra mile, does not put in the work, doesn't network, and doesn't catch.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just not lucky in this industry. And it's like, no, bitch, like, you didn't stay up all night, you didn't do this, you didn't.
You have to work very, very hard. And yes, some people, it's inevitable. Some people are gonna be luckier than others. You know, you might be full of money and that helps as well, or you might know somebody who knows somebody and it gets you a little closer. But at the end of the day, if it's between someone who has a head start and no discipline and someone who has no head start but all the discipline in the world, the person with the discipline is going to win in the long run.
Yeah, in the long run. Yep, absolutely. I hear that every day for like the business that I'm in. A lot of people always say like, oh, it's so saturated, this and that and the other. And a lot of people are scared to get into it because it's saturated and everything. And I'm like, anything you fucking do is going to be saturated. You know what I mean? You just got to fucking do it and be fucking better than the other fucking 50%. Because more than likely, if you hustle into it every day, you're going to fucking beat the other 50%. And you're going to be the people who are succeeding in the saturation. It is. I hate that. I hate when I hear that excuse. That bothers me so much when I hear people say, oh, but it's saturated. I'm like,
yeah. And you're exhibit A, like, because you were just talking about how when you started in Miami, like, there were so many people, like, looking down on you, and there were so many more experienced people around you, and then, like, you know, fast forward, look, you're the one with the book, you're the one with the, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, that I love hearing that stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, and you know what? It's one of those things where if there's no way, you gotta make a way. Exactly. I've been told so many times no. I've sent out. There was one night that I sent out like 200 emails, and I maybe heard back from like 2 people. You know what I mean? So it's about
10%. Though, that's good. 10% return.
That's not bad. Yeah,
that's a good return,
right? Yeah,
that's 2%.
Oh, that is that's 1%.
That's 1%.
That's 1%.
That's something.
Okay.
That's something.
Better math than me.
There you go. That's 1%.
That's
yeah.
one thing I cannot.
10% would have been good.
Right? That would have 20 people. Yeah, that's not bad. But yeah, so I mean, it's just about working hard and you know, also with what you were saying about networks and friends and things like that. Yeah, like I have some friends that unfortunately it didn't, you know, I had to move separate ways because of not having the same understanding of lifestyle. But I also have some friends who aren't in my lifestyle. They aren't artists, but they are so respectful of what I do. Like, I have one friend, she always wants to go out. She's like, Helen, like, are you free on Friday night? I'm like, I'm sorry, girl. I'm making content right now. I can't. And she's super supportive. So it's more about being with the people who either are doing what you're doing or people who respect what you're doing and speak life into what you're doing. Because if you're hanging around people who are not speaking life into you, then...
And that's the case, like, just growing up, period, if you ask me, right? Like, the only friends I have today are friends that I have denied so many times. But it's like, you got to respect what I got going on. I got house shit or homework or work or something. And it's like, look, we can't hang out often. I'm sorry. you know.
Yeah.
And those are the only friends I have today that they could be like, bet, and then they're gonna ask me 2 weeks later, or I'll ask them, you know, 2 or 3 weeks later, and it's like. Literally, like, the friends I don't have anymore are because of that, where they were like hurt that we couldn't hang out all the time. And it's like, yo, like, I can't, like, there's no way, like, this isn't high school. Like, if it was high school or college or something, like, yeah, but like, no, like, there's no way I can do this and like do all the things I did in high school too. You know, it's like, no, like, that's the transition or whatever. And it's even harder when you talk about something like creating content or belly dancing or something like. That creates even more of like an obstacle of somebody to understand. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Like absolutely. A job or something is like, I guess more people can understand than average. But like when you talk about creating content, like the podcast, like me and my girl argue about it all the time. She's about to not be my friend no more.
Oh, well, you know what? And that's the thing. I think it's all about just understanding what it is, right? So a lot of people don't understand that content is work. Yeah. It's so much work. In a way, you know, it's different, but like when I have to go get dressed and get ready for a show, I do my show 30 minutes to an hour, and then I come back, and that's it. But with content, it's like you're figuring out the sounds you want to use. You're figuring out what time am I posting, what am I wearing, what's the choreography, what's the this, what's the that. So it's a lot of times more.
Yeah. And then when you don't put that work into content, that's the funny thing about content. Like, I would say, like, I've never thought of us as content creators, right? But you know what? 2 years in, we are content creators. Yeah. Are we successful? Not necessarily, right? But like, we are content creators. And after a while, you start to feel like, yo, if I don't put work in to it, I don't want to do it, because I hate what it looks like when we don't put work into it. Like, whether it's the content of the episode or the effort of timestamps, right? Like, there's been episodes probably that I didn't recall, you know what I mean? That like this dope conversation at hour 1 minute 6, and we have this, and it's like, oh, that would have been a great clip. But that's like, if you don't put the effort of trying to find out what's a good clip, then you miss it, and then you feel like you're putting out shit, and it is shit, you know. But or you put the 2 hours in of really narrowing down what you want to put out. You send it to the right people, this and that, and then you put out fire, and you can feel it. Like, oh, I just put out like some good work, and there's nothing better than that. Yeah. Or a great episode or whatever, and it's like, and then we've had episodes that we felt like halfway in, halfway out, and then when we put it out, it's kind of like, it doesn't feel good. It's like, if we keep doing this, I hate it. You know? Yeah. And it's like, it requires time.
It requires a lot of time, and you know, a lot of people talk about money, but time is the biggest currency, because that's something you can get money back, but you can't get time back.
No, you can't.
So,
that's why I always ask people all the time. I always talk to them about different things, and I always say, like, what is your time worth? Because like everybody has a value to their time. That's why I always try to tell people, try to make your biggest bang for your hour that you can, because you always try to build up to something better, because a lot of people just want to get stuck in like a 9-to-5 way, which is cool if you want to be a job person, but continue to build yourself, because is your life every hour worth $15?
Exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? If I told you that you only have 100 hours left to live, what are you going to do? Would you be willing to trade the last 100 hours of your life for, what would that be, $1,500?
You know, a great example of that.
No, of course not. You know what I mean?
A great example of that, and it's not you, Zach, because you're an entrepreneur, so you're filling up free time. But I know people that work 9-to-5s, and then they will work 5 hours longer doing Uber or something like that, right? And that's fine. That's a hustle, whatever, right? Yeah. But it's like, yo, you filled your whole day up with work, like your whole day, right? That's where you're different, Zach, where it's like you have gaps in your days.
Nah, sometimes I do fill my whole fucking day up with work. No, I do that sometimes.
But like, my thing is like, are you trying, like, if you really want to build, right? And you're not, like, to do it for like supplemental income or something like that, that's perfect. Like, I'm not hating on you or nothing like that. And even like some of these people I'm talking about, I'm not hating on them or nothing, but that's something, you know what I mean, where it's like, I would rather 10 times out of 10 put time into this podcast or like something else that I'm trying to build or something like that than like the X amount per hour for this. You know, especially if you're doing a 9-to-5. You know, because you're already like taking up 40 hours a week. Like that's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking time. So then like now you're putting 5 extra hours a week, you know, each day. Now that's 60 hours a week. Like you don't got time for nothing, and it's because you're doing Uber or something, you know. And
Yeah.
like some people don't, you know, like people will shoot down me going to school or something. Like, well, why don't you do this, and you could make this bag, and then like now you're just like, yo, fam, like I'm going to school, like I'm actually going into debt for what I'm doing, but like
It's an investment.
in my
is an
mind,
investment.
like
School's
that
an investment.
time is something else. Like same thing with pilots and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like cold calls or whatever. Like sending 200 emails for 2 responses. It's like you're not getting paid for that, but it's like time. That time matters. Like shit outside of like what I believe in or shit outside of my work. My time is worth more than I actually get paid at my job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like my free time is worth more than what I allocate to my
Yeah.
money making time.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, nah, you got to pay me more than I get paid at work for me to give away some of this free time. You want me to stop an episode for the podcast? Nah, like what? It better be worth more than getting some overtime, or I don't get overtime's bullshit. But,
Your salary. But okay,
like-
if you want to take off early on a Friday, it don't matter.
yeah. But like still though, you know,
Yeah.
that's a great point, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
You don't.
No.
How has dating been with like
Your career and being successful and everything.
Dating has been difficult because I put my craft first. You know, for me, what matters more than anything
Yeah.
is having a connection where you respect each other, and I am always going to choose my happiness and more than anything, you know, above it all. So, you know, I've had situations where it didn't work, and it's okay because, you know, sometimes you're not meant to be with someone forever. And if you're not meant to be with somebody, then there's always going to be someone who's going to come along at the right time. I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and people and opportunities come into your life at the right time.
Yeah, and you know what? You're super motivated.
Thank
right?
you.
Like you are very motivated. I can see it. Like, even if I didn't respect what you did, right? Like, and I do because we're coming from a different perspective. But like, even if I couldn't respect what you did, the way you talk about things and the way you go about things and the way you're executing things, it's like you gotta respect that.
Yeah, exactly.
You
gotta
have
respect
to.
the
I
hustle.
don't care what you're doing. It's like you gotta respect that. And you're super motivated. And what's cool about it is, like, yeah, maybe you're missing out on these flings or these datings and stuff like that, but you are leveling up to where like you are gonna get that person that will match your energy.
Exactly.
And that's going to be so much worth it.
That's the number one thing, is matching energy for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, people, I think another big thing that belly dancers in general go through, maybe other types of influencers, but as a belly dancer, I can speak for myself and other colleagues. There is a misconception about us. So sometimes men might think that we're one way and we're really not. Like, I can speak for myself in the sense of that I am very much like, I'm not the, I don't go out and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm very much a homebody and things like that. And I'm the type of person that when I am in a relationship, I'm going to be faithful. Yeah. That sort of thing, and always speak life into my partner. And so that's something that I look for in return as well.
You know, that is funny because, like, I know, like, I mean, just... You gotta take a piss?
No. This is my damn neck. Keep going. Keep talking.
Damn, Jacob. But it is funny because, like, I know we, like, try to talk about the parallels with, like, different industries or whatever at first, but, like, honestly, like, if I was dating a belly dancer, there is no insecurities for me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I totally see the guy that's insecure if their person's an OnlyFans girl or a model, you know, and they're doing, like, different things like that. I can see the insecurities, and it takes a different type of dude to be able to deal with that. I might be able to deal with that. I'm not going to lie. But belly dancing is, like, that's not even a thought for me. Mm-hmm. Like, right? Like, what? That's great. You get, like, a nice little test of a man's insecurity.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
absolutely.
That's the level where it's like, if you're insecure about me belly dancing, like,
Exactly. So, and or it might be a thing of like in the beginning they'll be like, oh, it's so cool that you belly dance, you're a businesswoman. Then like, you know, a little bit later, they'll say a little shady comment here and there about what you do. So it's one of those things where you just have to go with the punches and really when people show you who you are, believe them the first time. Yeah.
No, that's true. And I think a lot of times too, people, like if you're a guy or anybody like that and you're actually trying to talk to somebody and they doing something specific and you're already kind of having some issues or whatever, I feel like you can kind of already kind of figure that out before trying to get into it. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, I'll be okay, I can figure it out. And then they get into it and it's like, I'm not fucking okay. And they already kind of had an idea that they weren't going to be okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're good. We got 15.
Fire.
Yeah. So absolutely. It's just about being self-aware. And I think that goes in any area of your life, right? You're not going to be happy in any of your relationships if you're not self-aware, aware of your feelings, aware of how you feel about things, and aware of how your partner feels, understanding them, understanding yourself, your limits, your boundaries, and it's different for everyone. And the same thing for your career. You need to know what you want and what it's going to take for you to get there.
So,
that's true.
Helen, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Helen, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Blondel.
Apparently,
you need to go blonde with Blondel.
Really, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Maybe like, you know, have some highlights or something.
Yes.
and when I do, I'll tag y'all.
Yes. We'll post it and be like
The
inspiration.
inspo, yeah.
Inspo.
Well,
funny.
actually, no. I'm really glad to have come on and speak about my book and all the other things going on. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we loved having you on. It was a great conversation.
Great conversation. Very interesting. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Everybody, again, thank you for tuning in weekly. We didn't really get to it. We got to the conversation. You're welcome. But if you haven't gotten a chance, check the descriptions for her stuff. Check the descriptions for the link for the subscription to donate if you want to support. Check the link for Dubby Pocket 10 for 10% off. Best energy drinks. Check it out. Try it. Let us know. Support us. This is your way of supporting us as well. Buy the book, Belly Dance Business 101, if you're interested. Only 86 pages, so you can read it. I can read it.
Doable.
Open it up real quick. I want to see what the pages look like.
I'm gonna buy a book and I'm gonna belly dance for you guys on
that's
here.
like Captain America style. Or Captain Underpants. I mean,
Captain Underpants. I'm gonna buy the book. Give me guys 6 months. I'm gonna come on here belly dancing for y'all. Y'all finna see some shit. Y'all finna see some shit for real.
So, would you mind belly dancing for us right now?
I'll do a couple moves.
Let's go! Wait, for this camera though.
Oh, okay.
Wait, take your headset off.
Oh, okay.
This guy.
This is trash time, so it's okay.
Do we put a song on for you or something?
Yeah, wait. Let's try something. Let's put a song on. If you guys are listening on Apple or if you're on Spotify, you get to see the video.
Do you want a song? I could put a song for you.
Do you know one off the top?
Can I look?
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, it should be connected to Bluetooth.
Wait,
Okay.
where's my phone? It's on
You found the ground.
Jacob. Oh no, your phone's there. All right, hold on. Go Helen.
This is great.
There we go. Yeah! Applause for her, bro.
There you go, guys.
Oh, that's
You guys got a little additional.
That's fire.
So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and holler at her book and check out how to do it.
Thank you for tuning in. Pocket Watch out.
Pocket watch out.